Hola YouTube, seguimos en GreedFall y vamos a ver qué nos depara este juegazo. Venga, dale, Manolo. No sé si guarda la partida. Almacenes de los nautas. Este tío tiene pintas eso.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the
Estos
warehouse.
son los de las cajas de la guardia. Almacenes de los nautas. Zonas controladas por otras facciones. Esta zona la controla una facción distinta a la tuya. Hay algunos lugares a los que tienes prohibido entrar. Un atuendo torso de la facción te permitirá engañar a los guardias. También puedes intentar entrar haciendo uso del sigilo, pero si te descubre algún guardia se producirá una respuesta violenta y tu reputación. Dicha facción podrá afectar. Yo no tengo de eso. No, porque además lo bendito. Entonces aquí, espera, mira el mapa. Aquí hay dos misiones. Altera el registro del barco de la capitanía del puerto. Ah, vale, ahí está. Investiga la desaparición del novato, Pues vamos a investigar la desaparición. Bien. Con un poco de suerte una de estas misiones me dará alguna ropita con inscripción esta aquí. ¿Vamos a tener que matar gente o qué? Cansado de no matar a nadie. Ahí hay un tío. ¿Cómo se hace? Y luego nos metemos en la habitación esta.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Pregunta sobre el grupete. A ver qué sabe.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof, gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
El estado de ánimo
Did
del
Jonas seem troubled
grupete.
the night you disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Es sobre los secuestradores.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. kind of remember his face being there.
Eso es el Capitán Vasco.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Laura. I need to be going.
Thank you, Loro. Loro cerdo. Lorete. Vamos a entrar en la habitación a ver qué nos encontramos. Es el otro tío que conocía.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Preguntar sobre el grupete.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Pues tendremos que investigar el caso, ¿no?
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Hay algo que no. De acuerdo. Tenemos que hablar también con el curandero ese. Testigos de la taberna. Transeúnte. Gracias por el dinero. En GreedFall las misiones se suelen poder completar de varias formas diferentes. SERÈNE dispone de numerosos recursos: la astucia, la persuasión, la intuición, la corrupción y la fabricación de objetos en el taller. Son algunos de los medios posibles para cumplir tus objetivos. Para mejorar en dichos ámbitos, invierte puntos en el árbol de talentos correspondiente o lleva equipo que otorgue bonificación. Las amenazas y el combate también son opciones válidas cuando los adversarios no se muestran receptivos a su Hablemos con el parroquiano.
I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Estaba nervioso.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal.
No
A
muy
stone's
lejos del
throw from
canal,
the Tulane
casualmente.
embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from
Esta
having a
es
penniless
el
child?
principal. Descubre dónde encontrar a Constantine. ¿Vamos ya? Como que ya que estamos aquí.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not,
Yo no tengo habilidad de
you'll need to pay.
reparación, así que no creo que pueda. Compensa al tabernero por los daños causados por Constantine. Puedo pagarle 25. Intentar repararlo.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his son his allowance, it would seem.
How is business going these days?
Pues,
It's
es que,
picking up.
bueno, es que voy a tener que
We've
pagar
not seen
igualmente,
many new
estoy
customers,
pensando.
but of late
Porque,
things are looking better. The Malicor
porque
and
no,
the
no tengo la
neighbouring
habilidad de
wars have
reparar.
dampened
La de
commerce.
artesanía.
The epidemic still rages,
que-
but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People were still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you.
La
The city
crack.
would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new
Gracias por
isle.
pasarte por el stream.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man trees live there.
árboles,
Dragons and
dragones y
gigantic
criaturas
creatures.
gigantes.
Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some naughts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Vale,
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
pues me imagino que voy a tener que pagar igualmente. Lo que estaba diciendo. ¿Esto es malo? Hola, guapos. A ver, contra el segundo, a ver, contra el segundo. Hola. ¿Qué tal, guapete? Gracias. Vale, aquí no hay nada más. Bueno, la puerta esta, ¿no? Estos los desperfectos. Lo veo todo. Que desperfecto ni que desperfecto. Está madre. Bueno, voy a apagarle y así nos olvidamos de esta porque sí. Espera. Ah, vale, esto es para repararlo.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once
Clavijas de
done, we
metal
can
y
make them
puedes
like
en ellas las podemos hacer nuevas.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
Clavijas de metal. ¿Cómo coño hacemos las clavijas de metal, papi? Tacos metálicos. Necesito mineral de hierro en bruto. Supongo que se refiere a los tacos metálicos, ¿no? Bueno, vamos a seguir con las misiones secundarias y cuando acabemos las secundarias a lo mejor puedo subir de nivel y puedo hacer... cadáveres. Disculpen. Este es el canal. Pero aquí no hay rastro del colega. Del grumete. Enfréntate a los secuestradores.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Ya he entrado. ¿Qué va?
Might I help you, sir?
Vale.
I need to be going.
Hay opción.
Farewell.
A lo mejor es un amante de la tía. Hay algo aquí para coger antes de que me echen a partir.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency?
Era
We
el
got
hijo
our
que se ha
son
ido a
back.
dar vueltas por...
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband,
Eso tiene más
and that his
sentido
men
también, ¿no?
escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly,
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact? It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Pero es que sigue así, no sé.
Excuse me, madam,
rarísimo.
but I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
With respect, my lady.
Vale, entonces tenemos... Aprende más sobre los controles de los nautas, 141. Pues vamos a hacer controles de los nautas. ¿Qué pasa? Esto es el canal. Pues mira que bien, aquí están las misiones principales estas. Me estoy negando a hacer, pero a lo mejor quería hacerlas. Aprende más sobre los controles y esto es el de la capitanía. Y los mercaderes, a lo mejor puedo encontrar aquí un señor que me dé almacenes de la familia Fonte. Almacenes de la familia Fonte. Y voy a los almacenes de la familia Fonte a imprimir. Oh. Me voy a preguntarle al Papa. Dar con la noble. Como de noble eres. Tiri, tiri, tiri. Y mira, un rastro de sangre, qué bien. Muy positivo. Espino. Vamos aquí, amiguitos. Hola, guapete. Guapito de cara. A ver qué nos cuenta Vasco sobre lo de los controladores de los naves.
So, you still haven't found your cousin? As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
Sobre la señora Fontaine.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from SERÈNE. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child, and ever since, he's been a naught. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become
our magic? Yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsillion's a veritable well of scientific knowledge.
¿Tienes información al señor de juego? Vamos a pedir información al señor de juego.
I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Pues nada, volvamos y haremos con ello otra vez. Yo creo que están los almacenes de Fontaine, que ya lo he señalado en el mapa. A ver si tenemos suerte. Mi capacidad de deducción me permite pues tío, cuando he vendido todo el equipo que te había conseguido, no me había fijado en lo de las insignias. Y a lo mejor he vendido cosas que no tendría que haber vendido. Una putada. ¿Dónde estaba? Nota la atención de la sirvienta. Me gustaría que preparara varias comidas y las llevara a los almacenes que tenemos en el canal. Mi marido tendrá que trabajar unos días allí con su ayudante y sus hombres, así que asegúrese de que hay suficiente comida para todos. Y sea discreta, no queremos que otras familias se enteren de lo que está pasando. Sospechoso,
This document
sospechoso.
mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Yes. Pero esto está justo donde dije yo. Es que justo donde dije yo. Sí, es que soy yo. Es que soy la puta. Elemental, querido Watson. Vamos para allá. Lo que no sé si... habrá alguna forma de liberar al grumete sin tener que pegarnos el buque. Lo que están quemando es por la peste. La mascleta. La crema. Como se diga. Por aquí. Hay dos puertas, no sé si por la otra. Esta parece la principal. Aquí no se puede ir. En el mapa hay otra puerta. Sí. Pues voy a intentar ir por la otra. Veo que... pues es como más... tú sabes, papi. Mira, una cosita aquí. Por aquí tampoco, por aquí tampoco, por aquí tampoco. Por aquí. Pues ya no problema. Tengo que dar una pequeña vuelta. A ver si puedo ir por aquí, por la izquierda. Pues no parece, ¿no? Pues no puedo ir por ningún lado más allá de por la puerta principal esta. Pues es raro, porque se supone que hay otra puerta más allá, pero no veo la manera de entrar, a menos que sea más para abajo. Para abajo. Para abajo, prima. Claro, el hecho de ir por detrás no sé si implica directamente hacer algo ilegal. Y no sé si van a estar poco receptivos si voy por aquí. Para la partida.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone.
¿Cómo lo hago?
He'll have his henchmen with him.
Hay el botón de sigilo. Controles del juego. Confirmar, atajos, ataque secundario, cambiar de arma, atajos avanzados. No hay manera de silenciar esto, o sea, no hay manera de ir en sigilo, ¿no? Hostia, que aparece otro por detrás. Que van los nuevos como... ¡Coño! ¿Dónde se pega el tiro? Se lleva una... calavera es porque tiene un nivel muy fuerte. ¿Por qué? ¿Y dónde apareció el otro pavo? Tú estás bien, ¿no? Tú eres un machote, estás bien. Están con sigilo. Como un ninja sigiloso. Así que puede ser en sigilo. Hostia, tío. Qué sigiloso soy, tío. Nada por aquí, nada por allá. Hay una puerta que da a la calle, ¿no? No, no da a la calle. De hecho me marca ahí el sitio. Lo de todo. Como es la puerta principal, ¿no? La llave, forzar cerrado negro.
I don't have the key. Locked.
Tampoco. Ahí están los colegas y vamos a tener que matarlos igual. No ha servido de nada tanto sigilo, tío.
To me, gods! Take no prisoners! My help! And death to the other!
¡Por ti! ¡Por ti!
Things are about to get dicey!
Cerdo. No, no, no. Tengo. No, no, hijo de puta. Oye,
Things are about to get dicey!
de puta, no sé disparar, cerdo. Monedas de oro. Monedas de oro. Monedas de oro. Guantes viejos, llave del Satán. Lo bueno de la habilidad esta que he cogido de que me recupero la vida poco a poco. Mira, bueno. Porque... No puedo. Ah, vale. Hola, papu.
Who are you?
My name is Desarrojado. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
I'm extremely sorry to have to tell you this, Jonas. He preferred to fight to the death rather than allow you to leave. He left me no choice.
How tragic. The poor man. What madness overcame him?
Eso es por haber entrado
And
por
the woman.
detrás. A lo mejor si hubiera entrado
My
por
mother.
delante hubiera sido más sensato.
She'll be all alone now.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
Vale. No hay nada para nosotros. Id al nivel 2, papus. Bueno, ahora puedo seguir por la puta. No sé, ¿no? Alright. Almacenes de la familia Fondo. Podemos mirar arriba a ver si hay algo. Montones de oro. Tiene un almacén súper chulo, pero ni una puta moneda, ni una espada. Una cosa. Una fucking deception. Right. Vale, pues vamos a hablar con el colegui, con Vasco. Tenemos hecho. Mira esto, a ver si...
It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
A ver... Objetos de misión, botella de brandy. Este fuerte alcohol podría conseguir que a ciertas personas se les soltara la lengua. La poción es un potente somnífero. Tacos metálicos. Mira. Precio 3. Pero no sé si luego voy a poder repararlas con las movidas estas. Voy a comprarlos, al final solo son 3 monedas. Galván de gola. Este es el que tiene el icono que me dice de colega, ¿no? Galván de marinero. Esto también que es baratillo. No, baratillo. 79 monedas. Muy caro, tío. Very, very expensive, my friend. ¿Hay una manera de conseguir esto más baratillo o...? Bien. Lo más barato es 20. Antes viejos reforzados. Necesito agilidad 1 para usar esta arma. Eso no puedo... La vendemos entonces. Tiene más daño que la mía, pero... puedo usarla. No se entiende.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Come closer now.
2 de 5. O sea, necesito más clavos.
Celebrate the miracle of science. You won't believe your eyes. This discovery will give you faith in existence.
¿Ha comprado los clavos de mierda? Y no voy a poder usarlos porque no tengo... Basically porque no tengo conocimiento y porque no tengo mineral. ¿He comprado eso? ¿Comprar? Para. ¿Comprar para? ¿Qué es eso?
So, you still haven't found your cousin? As you well know, we cannot leave without...
Have no fear.
My cabin...
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Reputación de +3 con los nautas. Espera, le pregunté.
Be back soon, Captain.
Espera, aquí el cofrecito. A ver, es que el tema es que voy a tener que ir en plan sigilo otra vez. La otra vez no era necesario, pero aquí sí. Me gasto 80 y pico monedas. Espera. Siriana. Ya me dirás tú cómo consigo yo armadura con el estante este que dice el colega. Así que... pues aquí. Venía del puerto... Entera el registro del barco de la capitanería del puerto. No sé por qué puerta es. Hazte los guardias de las naves. Otra misión. Creo que voy a guardar, acaso. Que no la quiero olvidar mucho. No se puede entrar por ahí.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Seguro que no encontramos nada. O sea, yo estoy convencido que me van a pillar y que vamos a tener que salir luchando. Porque me conozco.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients, but it's doable.
Vale. Es la opción no hostias, ¿no? Mineral de hierro refinado. Pero no era mineral bruto lo que necesito. Claro que no sé si esto es buena idea.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this trouble to break into a prison.
Puedo liberarlo. Pues nada, por aquí no. Y hay un tío. Y... Con sigilo y discreción. Y no probamos... O sea, si la liamos mucho. Vamos a probar lo de los zombies. Uy, qué susto me ha dado, tío. ¿Cómo me he soltado tanto, tío? Puto nivel 3. Cuando he subido a nivel 2 no me ha hecho toda esta movida. Vamos a seguir con él, a ver si puedo matarlos a estos que se den cuenta. He matado. El otro no se quiere dar cuenta. Bien. ¿Por qué será que pasó? Eso, mira. Nos pegamos con este y estos dos ni nos ven. No ha pasado nada. Llame de celdas el puerto de SERÈNE. Ah, mira, puedo liberar a la peña esta. Tiene la llave. Soy la puta. Vale, vuelvo a estar en el mismo sitio que antes y ahí delante están los guardias en la puerta. Haz uso de sigilo o te atacarán cuando te vean.
To my help and death to the others.
Hostia. ¿Pero qué te pasa? Se iba por otro. ¿Dónde está? ¿Está arriba? ¿Dónde coño estás? ¿Pero dónde se ha ido el chulo tú? Un puto loco ahí. ¿Cómo sabía que había una persona ahí delante? ¿Sí? No nada. Este es como un perro ahí. Mierda. Espera, puedo. Espera, que puedo subir de nivel, ¿no? Puedo subir de nivel a algo. Armaduras pesas una mano, armaduras blancas en una mano. Es que... Quiero cruel daño más bello. A ver, atributos. Los atributos... Ahora tengo que subir un nivel más para que me den puntitos para poner. Puedo abrir estas. A menos que la tía que el tío que ha matado Kurt me da las llaves. Forzar cerraduras otra vez. Putas cerraduras de nivel 1, me cago en la leche. Pues mira que no vamos a tener que enfrentarnos a los guardias por cojo. Esta cosa que tiene este arqui rojo, a mí... Que me da a mí que es donde está lo que tenemos que coger.
Halt! The warehouse is off limits. Move along.
Intuición, insistir.
Did you hear the bell?
The bell? Of the port authorities?
Of course. We're not in Teleme, you know. You better get going. The harbour master is ringing it. All the Nauts must rendezvous at the port authority immediately. Must be something serious.
Damn, we didn't hear either. We're done for. Come on, we need to move fast.
Be off with you. I'll watch over the warehouse in your absence.
The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Forma los portadores. Ah, vale. Ya no necesitamos entrar y cambiar las cosas. Simplemente con deshacernos de la guardia era suficiente, tío. Orio pana. Hay una puerta aquí, pero por aquí es por donde no es por...
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
Completamente innecesario, pero bueno. No me pegues patadas, tío. ¿Caballeros o somos... no sé, ¿qué tal te va a ti? Necesitas un poco de mi ayuda. Vale, supongo... Las putas cerraduras que no tengo. No puedo hacer nada, si es que he sido venir aquí a matar peña para... Y forzar cerraduras no puedo. Bueno, pues voy a avisar a los colegas que esto ya está listo. Y que ya pueden meter la mercancía, que les hemos distraído y tal y cual. No era necesario suministramiento.
Well now, can we get going?
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move it.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.